Big Meech was left unconscious after his own son, Lil Meech, pulled up on 50 Cent with an armed crew to exact revenge, only for everything to spiral out of control, leaving the legendary BMF founder hospitalized and the entire hip-hop world stunned. It all started when tension hit a boiling point behind closed doors. Fans had speculated for weeks that something was off between Lil Meech and 50 Cent after rumors emerged that 50 had fired him from his role in the BMF series. At first, it seemed like a simple business fallout, another actor losing a gig in Hollywood. But those who know the street code knew better. When money, pride, and legacy are involved, especially in a family as deep-rooted as the Flenorys, things rarely stay professional. Please do not forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. The firing didn't sit well with Lil Meech. To him, BMF wasn't just a show, it was his father's legacy, his birthright, and the fact that 50 Cent, an outsider in her eyes, had the authority to cast him out, that was personal. But what nobody expected was that Lil Meech wouldn't just voice his frustration online or drop a diss track. He decided to go all in. According to sources close to the situation, Lil Meech began gathering his crew quietly. These weren't just random friends. They were loyalists, some of them tied to the remnants of the BMF network. These were people who had watched Meech grow up, who knew what the name Flenorys meant on the streets. And when Lil Meech told them 50 had disrespected the family, they didn't ask questions. They rode. On a tense Friday evening in downtown Atlanta, 50 Cent was attending a private event, a luxury car showcase he was helping sponsor. The mood was light, paparazzi were snapping photos, and industry names were out in full force. But the vibe shifted dramatically when blacked-out SUVs pulled up aggressively near the valet entrance. Eyewitnesses say Lil Meech was the first to step out, followed by 6 men, all dressed in dark hoodies and moving with military-like precision. What nobody expected, not even 50 Cent, was that Big Meech, yes, the Big Meech, recently granted early release from prison and quietly recovering out of the public eye, was with them. That's right, Big Meech had rolled with his son, not to back an ambush, but reportedly to try to mediate peace between his son and 50 Cent. He had no idea what Lil Meech had planned. Sources say Lil Meech approached 50 Cent directly in the VIP parking bay and said, "You thought it was over, huh? You think you can fire me for my father's legacy and just walk away clean?" 50, never one to back down, reportedly replied, "I made you famous. Don't forget who put you on that screen." That's when fists flew. Chaos erupted. The crew surrounding Lil Meech lunged at 50 security, setting off an all-out melee in the lot. Security footage hasn't been made public yet, but from those who witnessed it, it was pure pandemonium. Bodies hitting pavement, punches thrown, bottles shattered. In the middle of it all, Big Meech tried to separate the fight. He tried to pull his son back, yelling for the crew to fall back and shouting 50's name to get him to stand down. But in the frenzy, someone nobody knows who struck Big Meech hard across the temple. The blow was vicious. The man who once ran the most notorious drug empire in America fell to the pavement, limp and unconscious. At that moment, everything stopped. Lil Meech reportedly froze. His eyes went wide. He rushed to his father's side, screaming his name. 50 Cent, seeing what happened, immediately signaled his team to stop. The fight dissolved in seconds, replaced by chaos of a different kind. Panic. An ambulance was called. Big Meech was loaded in on a stretcher, still unresponsive. Lil Meech sat in the back of the emergency vehicle with him, holding his hand, visibly shaken. For a man who had stormed in full of rage, revenge, and pride, the sight of his father motionless silenced every ounce of that fury. Suddenly, none of it mattered. 50 Cent, though bruised and furious, didn't press charges on the spot. Legally, his team had been defending him and his guests from an unprovoked attack. He had every right to retaliate in self-defense. In fact, law enforcement later released a statement saying that no arrests were made that night because it was clear who initiated the confrontation. As for Lil Meech, the guilt was immediate. Reports from those close to him say he hasn't left the hospital since that night. He's been sitting by Big Meech's side, barely sleeping, barely eating. He didn't mean for this, one insider said. He wanted to prove something to 50, not hurt his own blood. And therein lies the tragic irony. The move that was supposed to honor his family's legacy nearly destroyed it. Lil Meech, trying to prove he was worthy of carrying the Flenorys name, ended up putting the man who built it into a coma. Word from the hospital is cautiously optimistic. Big Meech has shown some signs of stability, and doctors are hopeful he'll regain consciousness soon. But nothing is guaranteed. Meanwhile, the hip-hop world is in stunned silence. Celebrities are choosing their words carefully, not want to take sides. Behind closed doors, however, the conversation is explosive. Did 50 go too far by firing Lil Meech in the first place? Did Lil Meech allow pride to blind him to reason? And why did Big Meech, a man known for calculated moves, agree to pull up in the first place? Some believe Big Meech genuinely thought he could broker peace, that he trusted both his son and 50 Cent enough to stop anything from going too far. But pride, adrenaline, and unresolved beef are dangerous fuel for violence. And this night was soaked in gasoline. The internet exploded. Fans started trending hashtags like #PrayForMeech and #Meech versus 50. Memes flooded timelines. Conspiracy theories started flying. Some even claimed 50 staged the whole thing for publicity. Others suggested this might be the beginning of a deeper war between the old-school hustlers and the new-school entertainers. But let's be clear, this wasn't a publicity stunt. This was raw, unfiltered fallout from real tension. The kind of drama that doesn't just play out on IG Live, but in hospital beds and legal courtrooms. And while 50 Cent hasn't made a public statement since that night, insiders say he's deeply conflicted. He never meant for this to happen. He didn't want Big Meech hurt. In fact, 50's always looked up to Meech. BMF wasn't just a show to him. It was a tribute, a salute. Even when things with Lil Meech got rocky, 50 reportedly still respected the father. This wasn't supposed to go down like this, someone from 50's camp said. Not like this. As of now, 50 has pulled back from public events, canceling 2 scheduled appearances. Some say he's lawyered up, not because he's guilty, but because situations like this can turn sideways fast. Lil Meech, meanwhile, has remained silent on social media. No tweets, no Instagram posts. Just a single story reposts a photo of him holding his father's hand in the hospital. And maybe that silence says more than any song or interview ever could. Because in the end, this wasn't about a show. It wasn't even about pride. This was about family, legacy, and the messy, painful lines between loyalty and revenge. Lil Meech wanted to show he was strong enough to stand up to the man who made him famous.